Welcome back all, and in today's tutorial I'll be talking about more string functions, which are actually very useful. So, the first string function I'd like to talk about is called the substring function. Basically, a substring function is a string created out of a small bit of the bigger string. So, for example, make a string and call it S1 and type OMG, I think I am preggy. Then, print out s1.substr. This is the substring function. Then, just end the line. The substring function takes two parameters. The first parameter it takes is the beginning index or the beginning character. If you recall, I told you that strings are basically arrays. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So put the beginning character, which is 17, 7, and run it. And we get the word preggy. The substring method is basically what character you want to begin in. This is the 17th character. Then if we count 7 characters, that's how many characters are included in the substring. So the substring function is how to create a smaller string from a bigger string. Now, I'd like to talk to you about the swap function. You'll use this function a lot if you're working with sorting lists or sorting arrays. This basically swaps one string for another. So, we'll put string 1, apples, and string 2, bananas. To make sure they're working correctly, we'll first print out the strings. So, print out 1, then 2, and end line. This will print out apples, bananas, and add a space after this. Now on to the swap function and how it works. First, you need a string to apply it to. I'll apply it to string 1. So we'll call swap on this. And it always needs to take a parameter, which is what string do we want to swap it with. We would want to swap string 2 with it. So we say swap bananas with apples. And now string 1 contains bananas and string 2 contains apples. So, if we print this, the original strings were apples and bananas, but now it took the contents and swapped them. So string 1 contains bananas and string 2 contains apples. This is useful if you're sorting. So usually if you're going through a big while loop and if this value is greater than this value, then swap. If not, then leave them as they are. When you reach the end of the loop, everything's sorted nicely. So anyway, these are functions that you really have to know. They're not confusing, but it's very important to know and remember them. The last function I'd like to talk about is the find function. So, remember, strings are just arrays of characters. So when we're finding a substring, it will give us the index of where in the string it is. So for example, make a string like ham is spam, oh yes I am. Then see out s1.find am end line. You're probably thinking that it will look through the string and find where am is. But if you see, there's 3 AMs in that string. So we'll build and run this and see which one it returns. And it says 1. So it gave me the location of the first one. So basically, it gives you the starting location of the first occurrence of AM. So although there's 3 AMs in this string, it'll look through and return the first one it comes to. Now, what if you want the occurrence of the third AM? Now the other function for that is the rfind, which stands for reverse find. Basically, it'll start at the end of the string and work from right to left, basically in reverse, and look for the first AM it comes across, which is actually the last AM, and then return that. So we'll print this, and that's 21. So the 21st index is the first location of the last AM. So you have the difference between find and rfind. One works left to right, the other right to left. These are the other strings functions, and hopefully the examples have made it clearer to you as to how string functions work. So thanks again, and see you in the next tutorial.